So my name is Jacob Briars. So I'm from New Zealand, but I'm, I guess, helping sell a spirit from Brazil in North America, if that makes any sense at all. The rest of the world knows almost nothing about cachaça except for the caipirinha. And so they don't know the history and they don't know the variety that is here and the quality of the cachaças that can be found in Brazil. And so they don't understand that there's 8,000 different cachaça producers, the way in which they're made. So even just by explaining just 5 minutes in front of a crowd saying, the spirit is nearly 500 years old, it's as old as Brazil, and the variety is as varied as Brazil. So a lot of people don't know that Americans, for example, are very proud of bourbon and they're very proud of rye whiskey. In the Caribbean, they're very proud of rum, but cachaça is hundreds of years older than rum or bourbon. So at least 200 years older than American whiskey. I guess just as Brazil is sort of racing into the future, you actually have the rest of the world looking and saying, how did things used to be made? And when you go to some of the Alembic distilleries around Brazil, the very, very small ones, you see that the stills still have the same shape that they did 300-400 years ago. And the rest of the world has sort of abandoned that. And so, in a strange way, cachaça is one of the last spirits being made in the way it was 400 or 500 years ago. And that's very exciting. It probably doesn't sound exciting to Brazilians because right now they're so focused on the future. But to the rest of the world, we're getting very, very excited about looking back into the past and seeing how did spirits used to be made. And there's no better example of that around the world than cachaça. Once they see how it's made and the work that goes into it, and once they learn about the variety of cachaças and the way you can use it in drinks, it's becoming one of the most popular spirits in the world, and very, very quickly. When I started bartending, probably the two most popular drinks were the caipirinha and the mojito. A mixologist approaches the making of a drink like a chef approaches food. So we try and make sure that everything is perfectly balanced and that the ingredients are perfectly matched, and often try and use seasonal ingredients as well. And for me, I guess, there's what makes cachaça so exciting to make cocktails with is that it sort of has elements of rum, elements of tequila, and even elements of brandy. But there's a great this phenomenal application for it to be used with obviously all of the amazing fruits that you have here in Brazil. It's perfectly suited to being used with fresh herbs, so mint, basil, a lot of ingredients that have a real brightness. Even pimento, chili pepper. Cachaça just has such an amazing variety for that. If you're a bartender in North America or England and you make gin drinks, there's 200 years of bartenders making drinks with gin. So all you need to do is buy a cocktail book and you learn all these classics. Whereas with cachaça, there's really only there's the batida and there's the caipirinha, and after that there's not a lot of drinks which people have been making with cachaça. So every drink that we get to make is almost new, and that's very, very exciting.